Blessings, family. I'm coming on today because I had another random thought and I had to share it. Um, the question that I have for you today is, why are you selfless? Yeah, SELF as in fog, LESS. Why is it so important for you to put other people's needs and wants before your own? This is a big obstacle for a lot of people that want to go to the continent, right? Um, there is this challenge about, well, this one doesn't want to go, or this one don't want to go. And, of course, if it's a loved one, you don't want to leave them behind. But I think it's more important that you make the trip at least, right? So even if you don't go permanently, go get on the ground, show them what they're missing, and then come back with that gift. Because once they see you there and they realize that you are serious about this and you're really um, laying a foundation for them to join you, I believe they'll come. I really do. And the other piece of that is if you don't do it, you'll always have that regret, right? You'll never really know like what that was because you're hanging on to what other people want. When you think about it, how many times have you actually said, I'm doing this for me? If you're telling people the ancestors are calling, I'm feeling a pull, something is telling me I need to go home, how do you deny, right? Because that means you drew a line and said, I'm not going to listen. I'm going to stay over here with these folks. Are they calling you? Are they pulling you? They might be pulling you into some of the dysfunctional drama or behavior that they participate in. Or you may have enabled their behaviors so much that they can't imagine their existence without you. There's a difference, right? So I'm going to tell you from the time my son was a little boy, people like to talk about single mothers, and I don't really appreciate that. I don't, because there are a lot of us who make an effort to have our young men be good men, right? And I can't speak for everybody because we know there's some of us that do damage, but that's not the majority. So, I always dislike when we take the minority of a group and say that the whole group is like that. And a lot of us do that, and we got to stop that. You know, from the time my son was a little boy, he's had his father in his life the whole time, right? And he's had me, and I've said this before, to remind him to be in touch with that feminine side when necessary. But I didn't coddle him, you know? I had conversations with him, and I was like, there's certain things that you're expected to do as a man for your own self respect, for other people to respect you, for you to be a leader in your family. And I'm sure those conversations were continued with his dad and with other males. I just knew my limitations, but I always put him in a position to acquire that knowledge, right? So there's no excuses about how he's going to proceed. He makes decisions, and I respect his decisions. I also respect his consequences, right? A lot of parents have a problem with that, male parents as well as female parents. If you are parenting your child, my understanding, and this is not out of a textbook, okay? Because we know I have that training too. This is not out of a textbook. My understanding is that you train them, you provide a foundation, you give them guidance, but they're still going to be individuals and make choices on their own. And you cannot stop them from making mistakes and having experiences. So, whether it's your children or your parents, your friends, do you. Let me get my finger up higher. Do you. Take the trip. They don't want to go? Okay. You don't want to go now, but I'm going to go and I'm going to show you what's there. And if I go and it's not for us, then it's not for us. But if I go and it is for us, imagine what that looks like. Imagine the opportunity that you've just presented to everyone who was a doubter and a naysayer, right? So I'm just going to say, you know, do it. Do it. Stop doubting. Stop letting other people hold you back. Be selfish for once. Blessings.